The 2 or 3 months right after the holidays for most woodworkers are a barren wasteland. No orders are coming in, people aren't buying. But this can actually be the time when you're growing your business the most because you're working on new projects and fresh ideas. And today I'm going to bring you 3 variations of my most popular project ever, with version 1 actually being a 10-minute project that can bring you profits of 5, 6, 700%. But then I'm going to build on that and show you different features and variations and ways that you can actually build onto that project to create different designs that might appeal to different audiences. Oh, and I'm also going to show you how to cut these triangles perfect every time, no matter what angle you're trying to get. So with no further delay, let's jump right in. So version 1 is definitely the easiest. Takes you less than about 15 minutes to make. It takes less than 1 board foot of wood, which has a cost of anywhere from $2 to $8, depending on whether or not you use pine or something expensive like walnut. And I typically sell them for anywhere from $15 to $30, depending on the type of material and any personalizations or customizations that my customer might want. Now, how about those angles? Any triangle has an internal angle total of 180 degrees. So for this first project, I'm just going to set my table saw to 30 degrees, which is going to give me 60-degree cuts. So the first base piece is going to be 11 inches. The middle piece is going to be 6 inches. And the final piece that kind of hangs over and doesn't close is going to be 4 inches. So we have a total of 21 inches, so less than 1 board foot if we make it 6 inches wide. From there, it's just a simple glue up. I'm going to use some wood glue, but then I'm going to leave a couple of gaps for CA glue because with these weird angles, it's difficult to clamp up. So I figure just using a little bit of CA glue will help it bond instantly and then allow that wood glue to dry and give me a nice tight joint. We join up the first piece, hold it there for just a few seconds to give that CA glue a chance to dry, and then do the same thing with our top piece. Use a little CA glue to set it. Now you don't have much of an opportunity to get this right because that CA glue is going to set very quickly. So make sure that you have your joint nice and even so you don't have to sand anything off or fill in any gaps. And there you go. There's a spot for your reading glasses, a spot for your coffee, and a spot for your book. Now, I like the idea of putting the joint on the back right here because I see this as the actual front of this piece. So not having a joint or a seam right there makes it look a little bit nicer. Also, if you have a laser engraver like I do, you could also throw in custom laser engraving there, maybe put in a book quote, something from Harry Potter or something like that if you wanted to. Now, I would also recommend finishing this with either a hard wax finish or maybe shellac. And next comes version 2. This is slightly more advanced, but it's still fairly easy for beginner woodworkers. It takes less than 2 board feet of wood, which can be a cost of anywhere from $4 to $15 depending on the wood of choice. And I will sell these for $25 to $45 depending on the wood and any customizations that a customer may want. For version 2, we're going to need 3 pieces of wood. Each are going to be 6 inches wide. The first piece is going to be 12 inches long, and that will be our base. The second piece will be 8 inches tall. That's going to be our back. And the third piece, this is actually 9 1/4 inches, but I'm going to cut this in half. And the reason we have to be careful with this one is because we want both sides of that roof to be the same size. And we're going to have to do a little bit of calculating there. Now, this particular piece of stock is 5/8 inches thick because it had a little bit of a bow in it that I had to get rid of. So we have a 9 1/4 inch piece of wood, and I'm going to have a 1/8 inch kerf once I cut it in half. So that means I'm going to have 9 1/8 inches. So exactly how do we need to cut this to make sure that both sides are even? Since the thickness is 5/8 of an inch thick, that means we have a total size of 9 6/8 or 9 3/4 inches. Well, split that in half, and that means that each side needs to be 4 7/8 inches thick. Now you can adjust this however you want to, but this is the size that I'm going with. So let's set our table saw to 4 7/8 inches. That is going to be the long side, which means the other side is going to be 4 1/4 inches. Well, we add the thickness of our stock at 5/8 inches. That means that both sides are going to be 4 7/8. So let's cut it and then see if the math really maths with us. All right, now with our pieces cut, we see that the long side is 4 7/8. Now let's put the two pieces together and see if we have 4 7/8 there as well. You see that we do, so this is going to be a perfect fit. First thing I'll do is go ahead and glue up the roof. Now because I'm going to clamp this, I'm not going to use the CA glue method. This is going to be a 90-degree joint, so I'll just use some wood glue and clamp it up. We set that off to the side. Now let's cut the angles for our back piece. Now I've marked the center of this piece right here, and I'm going to cut these at a 45-degree angle. And once you cut both sides, that's going to be 90 degrees. Next, let's just simply glue our back piece on. Now this one's a little bit hard to clamp up as well, so you could use CA glue if you wanted to. I'm just going to use a couple of brad nails because the nails are going to be up in the underside of it, so you're never going to see them. And once the top's had a chance to dry, let's just attach it. Now, you can use CA glue again, as you saw me do before, but for this one, I'm just going to use brad nails to hold it in place. And there we go. Now, what I like about this version is that not only is it a book caddy for the book you're reading, you can also put a few more books inside of here if you're an avid reader and you have things on your list. When I originally built this, I thought that it was a little bit too tall and kind of gawky, and then I realized, oh wait, that becomes a perfect little bookshelf. So this is a great idea. It's not much more expensive to build, and this could be very popular. Okay, now, so let's talk about this version number 3. This, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is actually the most popular project and video that I've ever put out. This particular version was created on my CNC. Now you can create this a couple of ways. If you wanted to create a stencil or a template and then cut this out with a bandsaw, you easily could do that. But if you have a CNC, that's a great way to create that too. The video at the end of this one will be this video in case you haven't seen it, but it's got over 400,000 views. So if you're here, you've probably already seen this video. Another thing that I really like about creating these types of projects is that they're perfect for customization. And I typically will throw in simple customization for free on my projects. There's a Robert Frost quote that I put on this one that I've always loved. And this is one that I actually keep on my nightstand. So if you want to learn how to make this one with or without a CNC, and then also learn how to do these types of angles, check out the video that's going to be right over here.